Good morning. We're going to call our meeting to order. Appreciate you being here this morning. I would ask if you have cell phones to please turn them off at this time. We will stand and we will have pledge of allegiance by Councilmember Blanton and prayer by Councilmember Lalamaster.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Join me, please. Heavenly Father, we come before you today seeking your presence and your wisdom. We ask that you guide our words, our thoughts, and our hearts as we address serious matters. Grant us the strength to listen with open minds, the courage to speak with honesty, and the compassion to judge with fairness. May truth prevail without prejudice, and may every person involved be treated with dignity and respect. Help us remember that we're all here in service to the same community and with the same purpose, to preserve trust, justice, and unity among our neighbors. May peace and understanding guide us today, and may our decisions reflect both wisdom and grace. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. This time, John, I will turn this over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and good morning. We have a brief presentation from our fire department, and this really is an exciting time because we received the support of our residents and taxpayers when they voted in favor of SPLOST, and one of the preeminent projects on our list was the new fire station that we've talked about for many years, and also updating fire equipment. The chief and our fire marshal, Gene Porter, are here today to talk to you about both projects. We're off and running in terms of the building itself, and the chief can give you an update on that. And we also want to talk to you about the need to acquire a new fire truck. And I would only ask that you keep in mind that this isn't just a public safety issue, because it is a public safety issue. Opening up a new fire station makes our residents more safe. Providing updated fire equipment means that our residents are more safe. But what they want to talk to you today as well about is our options from a financial standpoint. Because we know that if we wait 2 or 3 years to do either, that the cost isn't going to go down, it's going to go up. And so I applaud both gentlemen for not only their expertise in public safety, but also their understanding and support for financial prudency. So having said that, I'd like to introduce the chief and Gene to make a very brief presentation.
Okay.
2 hours, I've heard.
2 hours for each of you.
Don't make us pray you get a call.
My name is Brooks Pennington. I'm the fire chief for Madison. Today, I'm going to start with the engine request. We've got information here, and then we can go into the fire station. The fire station, we're still a little bit early in that process, and so we're not going to have you hard numbers or anything like that, but we can kind of give updates as to where we are. But with that, we'll start with the engine. So first of all, I don't like coming in here asking for extremely large expenditures. I'm a taxpayer. I'm a business owner in the city. With the businesses that I run everything on a budget, so I understand that when you have large requests, it can be burdensome, it can be difficult, but it has to be justified. And so with this fire engine, when I took over as chief, we had a 1998 KME as our first out engine. That was old 011. For the last several years it's still been reliable, with exception of about a 6-month period where we had to take it out of service because we could not find parts for it. That actually was in 1998. The 1999 was an International, and that is our current reserve engine. And then we had roughly a 2007 ladder. So all of our equipment was very dated, and we were finding in that first probably 2 years that I was chief, as Gene is division chief, we had apparatus going down and staying down for very extended periods of time. And I want to be proactive, not reactive. That was one of my goals when I first took over as chief. And so I felt like immediately we were being reactive. We were trying just to fix what was there. And so we started looking to the future, saying, hey, we are going to have some large expenses. Let's figure out how we prioritize these large expenses. And went to John. John's been great to help us as we navigate that. And he suggested we get Municipal Resources Incorporated involved, MRI, to help do a study. And so we did that study with MRI. And the study from MRI, I think all of y'all have read it before. If not, it's a pretty good read. I think it's a great read because it really did help us map out what the future of this fire department should look like, can look like, and needs to look like. And they immediately came in, and one of their first things was apparatus. They said that your apparatus is dated. For instance, the safety and reliability of this unit is a major concern within the organization with regards to engine 21, engine 22 now. The other engine, the units in poor condition, should be sold immediately. Based on the size of the organization, we recommend that Madison works to replace these engines. And so we took that, we then went back to our department, because no one knows the department like the guys that have been there for 10 or 15 years. And we started prioritizing what engine should be replaced first. Engine 21 was our first out engine. That was replaced in 2023. We've got the tower replaced in 2024. And now we're looking to replace our engine 22, which was the old 011. We need to go ahead and do it now because it's going to be roughly a year before we could get that engine. And the prices, it's the exact same engine as we have sitting back here right now, and it's up almost $200,000.
Closer to
$400,000 from that initial spec price. It's extremely concerning, and you can look at Congress right now. They actually had, I don't know which committee it was, but they brought in the manufacturers of these fire apparatus and started talking about why these costs are going up. It's not something we can change, but it's something that we need to be cognizant of, because if we wait another year or two to phase this next engine in, it could be another $200,000 to $400,000. And that's what concerns us. We know what that price is now. I believe that we're able to use SPLOST funds, and it's been approved for SPLOST funds to use this. And this will allow us to phase in this third engine. After that, they have recommendations for a brush unit and for more of an officer's vehicle in the MRI. I don't see that being a need in the next 2 to 3 years. I think that if we can get this new engine, then we'll be able to properly serve this community for the foreseeable future. You want to go over the engine specs?
Sure. What, like Chief said, is what we're currently running now is engine 22 is that 1998 KME unit. We bought that unit used through a company called NAFCO in 2001. Had 40-something thousand miles on it. We always try to be as cognizant of taxpayers' money as we can. And at that time, we were able to buy that unit for $175,000. And just to put it in perspective, now at that point in time, that was a $300,000 truck we bought. And so we've gotten 24 years out of it, so I think we've squeaked the taxpayers' money out of that used piece of apparatus. Looking at used now, I mean, we've all bought used stuff. We bought a used ladder a few years ago. I won't say it bit us in the tail, but it was not what we thought it was when we got it. We have replaced that with a new unit, so we're good to go. So the new unit we're looking at would be a 2026 Pierce. Right now, fire trucks are, if you were to order a new truck today, they're anywhere between 30 and 42-month delivery. I have fished around, poked around. I have found some stuff called dealer allocated stock. Dealers have ways that they can go in. They've been given slots in the line to put trucks in. We have an opportunity to get one of the December slots to start, which means we can have truck delivery in 12 months. Which, as Chief was saying, this unit that we have is becoming a maintenance nightmare for us. And as I told the city manager at the beginning, I say this lightly, it's not so much the money that we spend on it, It's the downtime that we have when that truck's not in service for us to be able to use and run that truck. That's the more concerning issue for us, because it's the life safety of the citizens and of our firefighters that are out there. The purchase of this new truck will advance us many years down the road. I see that as a 15 to 20-year purchase. As we run more calls, we're not gonna get 25 years out of trucks. I can just tell you, it's just not gonna happen now. But that's the biggest thing on that is we've got the opportunity to act and get this. This truck's a $940,000 purchase. We paid $592,000 for the truck that we have that's sitting out here now that we got in 2023. So, like Chief was saying, that's a little under $400,000 increase. And we predict that, it's being predicted to us that the cost is just gonna continually go up.
To clarify the increase, we priced a truck out, I believe, last year, and last year it was high sevens. So we're seeing a $200,000 increase year over year right now. On fire apparatus.
And we're using the consortium. This is a contract. It's Sourcewell. It's one of these approved vendors that we have that we can use through the state. It's approved by the state to purchase this through, which it allows us to be able to purchase this directly because it is already a bid price. So it helps us get through that sealed bid process that we would normally have to go through.
Okay, thank you.
Questions on the truck?
Sure. Is this particular truck, is it similar to the tower truck in that we are ordering and paying for it now while it's partially constructed or something like that?
We won't pay for it until delivery is taken. But what this does is, allowing us to go ahead and acquire the purchase order to make this purchase and give them the purchase order. It locks that December date in for us. Now, it does not mean they're gonna start the truck in December. It just means that it will hit Pierce's assembly line list in December. It will go in. They probably won't start construction of this truck until around April or so for
Okay.
December delivery.
And I know it was SPLOST 8, the current SPLOST that has money allocated for the new station.
And this truck.
I was gonna say, and the truck is included in that as well?
That's correct.
SPLOST 8.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. 940K?
That's using round numbers. I'd probably knock about $1,000 off that. if you
Yeah.
want to get-
And then once you get it, you guys add a bunch of important stuff that you need to, like a nozzle on the end of the hose or whatever.
That's right. I felt 940 was better than using the round number of million, but that's not.
Yeah.
So, so, do you project, maybe John, what's the price of the fire station going to be? Do you know? The price of the new
I
fire?
would defer it to the chief and Gene because I want to get it on the record.
I really don't want to give you a number today. I can tell you that my understanding of the SPLOST funds is there's been $4.2 million allocated. We sold the previous tower truck, which we sold for roughly $200. That $200 should be able to be allocated towards some of the professional services associated with this, which gives us a budget of about $4.4 million.
Mr. Mayor,
Sure.
you think you can get about $500,000 out of the used truck since all the prices have gone up so high?
I wish.
Yeah, that's a
Good
good question.
question,
Is
yeah.
there a value in the truck we would be getting rid of?
So we'd actually be getting rid of our reserve truck, most likely. Now, we'll take this back to the officers, and we'll make a final decision with them. They know these trucks as well as Gene and I do. But we would, and I think we would most likely sell reserve, and then we would move our 1998 KME over to the reserve position. So the 1999 would be surplus sold. Don't know what we would get for it. Probably not a lot. We might be able to buy like a piece of equipment to put on the truck. But whatever we could get will be going back towards equipment for that truck, I'd imagine.
And I think some have asked before, why do we need a reserve, or what's the reserve truck for? And these, trucks have to go down for normal maintenance, oil changes, different things like that. Belt goes to squealing, air conditioner not working. When it goes down, that truck comes out of service, and we really need something to put back into its place. This truck would fall well into that. We question its reliability, but to use on a sporadic basis while these other trucks are out for that minor maintenance. It is paramount to have that piece back there. The current reserve that Chief's talking about us getting rid of is it's a 1999, it's actually a year newer, but it's a commercial. In other words, it's an international chassis. That chassis can be used as a garbage truck, dump truck, or whatever the case may be, or a fire truck in this case. But it has many issues. The fuel gauge doesn't work on it, so we just make sure every time it runs, we put fuel back in it to make sure it stays up. Air leaks on it. When you crank it up, you have to sit there for a while for air leaks to build up on it. Pump passes pump test, but it's on the verge of it. So there are some issues, and that's why that, when we discuss this as an officers meeting, I would be pushing to get rid of that unit. And seeing those units in that area, they're selling anywhere between $20,000 and $60,000 is all departments are getting out of those kind of units. But that could go towards some equipment on a truck if that's the way we decide to go, and the city manager agreed. So.
Okay, any more questions from council?
Just I have one question, the Mayor, for Brooks. One of your earlier presentations, it's not related to this, what we're talking about today with the new purchase, but you had referenced the challenges in recruiting and getting firefighters. Can you update us a little bit on that, or is that still an ongoing?
It's an ongoing issue
Always?
for every department on the volunteer side. It's difficult to find people that are willing to give up their time, time with family, time from ball fields to come and volunteer. Now, we have done an extremely good job of retaining our volunteers when they come on. Our volunteer staff is strong. We're probably 18, 19 right now. I think we're up to 19. We just added a younger individual that came into town who is a career fireman but also wanted to volunteer for the city. We're excited to have him on. We are doing everything we can to bring on more volunteers. I think we've probably done, from the time I came on as chief until right now, I'd say we are 10x on public safety events, PR events, just trying to be in the community so they see us, they know how we operate. Every opportunity that we get, we tell people in this community, hey, we're a combination department. Here's exactly how we operate. We rely on our volunteers, and if you want to volunteer, we don't really look to the parents at this point. So if you want to volunteer, we would love to have you come on board. Have we been able to get an additional 5 or 6 like I'd probably like to? We have not, but we're trying.
So you're running out of cousins, is that what you're saying?
Something like that.
So bad.
I guess I have a question about your payment options. Is this an extended payment, or are you going to pay up front? What's going to happen with it?
I'm going to defer.
Yeah, that'd be a Karen question. I think Karen or John, one or the other.
So currently with what cash we have on hand with the collections until the point of delivery, we're hoping and anticipating to pay it out front and not finance it. If there's another project, SPLOST project, that's necessary in the next budget year that might take up some of those funds, we might end up having to look at financing through the GMA lease purchase program.
But all the finance people are telling us that the possibility of escalation of costs are higher than the potential cost of foreign money. So that's another issue that both gentlemen are keeping in mind, and that is how much it's going to cost us to do it today, how much would it cost us if we did it 2 or 3 years from now. We're watching the cost of escalation of construction materials and also the vehicle. I mean, these fire trucks, in my 44 years, I've never seen a value for that. Just keep it all that.
Sure.
Question if I can, Mayor.
Sure.
Karen, put a little finer point on that. Whatever we have to do to pay for this fire truck, and I don't know if y'all are looking for a decision today or just briefing us, but okay. So I don't have to get too far in it, but it's all gonna come out of SPLOST funds. And if we have to move SPLOST funds from other dedicated things, none of it's gonna come out of general fund to replace any of it with a fire truck or whatever we have to push off because of the fire truck
No,
purchase.
it'll be 100% SPLOST funds. And so even if, I'm hoping not, but even if we have to finance, it'll still be paid from the SPLOST funds.
Because it's, as you all know, when there's large blocks of money that we expect to get from SPLOST State, and it's been allocated for various things like the firehouse. But that money doesn't all come in. It comes in over the next 5 years incrementally. So I guess we're kind of, if we need to, we would have to borrow and use the SPLOST funds as kind of like collateral, if you will, to put it simply. Is that the gist of it?
It is, and so what I've done is I've looked at what we have on hand, and then the anticipated monthly collections until the truck is delivered, because that's when the payment is due.
Yeah.
And then I've taken out, known projects that we have budgeted for, and we should be able, yes, to pay for the truck outright when it's delivered.
Good.
Okay. Thanks, Chief, for the report.
Fire station update?
Oh, yeah.
Would y'all want one?
Sure.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So, fire station update, we were able to get everything worked out with the property, and we have engaged a civil engineer. The civil engineers kind of started preliminary work, survey work has been done, the property has been grubbed and cleaned. You can actually see, you can drive by there's a sign, so I encourage you all to go look at where the future fire station will go. We have a committee that has been formed. I believe it's got 4 firefighters and 5 individuals from the city that are not associated with the fire department. And we've been meeting here. We actually met here, I believe, yesterday. Days run together, but we've got an RFQ out for an architect. So the process is going to go civil engineer. We'll start working on civil documents. Once he gets a floor plan from the architect, then he'll be able to start more on his full set of construction drawings for the civil side. And then from the architectural side, the RFQ will come in. We've got a review process. Ren has been fantastic in helping us through that process and getting the RFQs out. So once we get it reviewed, we'll narrow it down to 3 or 5 architects. These architects will go back and forth with on what we envision as optimal. We're trying to design the station for the next 40-plus years. We're trying to incorporate anything that needs to be incorporated in a department that could look a little different than we currently look now. It's not my anticipation for our structure to change at all, but because we don't know what the future looks like, whatever we build here, we need to make sure we do it the right way and that it can incorporate not only a combination department, a solely volunteer department, but also have sleeping quarters for full-time personnel. It's hopefully going to be big enough. We're wanting to go 4 bays, which would allow us to have ample room for the fire department to continue to grow to meet the needs of the city and not have to build another station in the foreseeable future. I think that this station should be a 40-plus year station for the city.
That's pretty well it. That's just not too far along on it to really give any hard answers. That's, like I was talking to the city manager yesterday, our biggest thing right now is we have no idea where construction costs are at this moment. So, you know, we have a floor plan that we like and we think will work well for us with some tweaks to it, but we may be looking at a steak and can only afford a hamburger right now. So we'll just see where we're at.
Is there going to be a tower to dry the hoses, or is that the thing of the past?
The towers are kind of a thing of the past. We use other options now on doing that.
Just checking.
Maybe we could set a time, I'd say midway through first quarter of next year, where we come back and we can give updates as to where we are in the process with the architects and the civil engineers. We'll have a much better understanding once we can get that architect engaged on what that floor plan looks like, where that cost. I can tell you the cost will currently be where we're budgeting being. It's just a matter of what we're going to get for that cost. And if not, then we're coming back to y'all saying, hey, here's X, Y, Z. I'm not wanting to do that right now. I want to build exactly what we need for that budget number.
Perfect. Makes sense.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank y'all.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate y'all.
I hope we get the Chevy model, the Cadillac
Well, that ends this call meeting. And I'd like to get a motion now to go into executive session if there's no more business to talk about.
So moved.
Second.
Any more discussion? All in favor, show of hands. Opposed is none. We'll go into executive session once we get the room cleared out.